Hello and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. I'm your host, Corey, joined by my co-host, Corey.
Good day.
Corey, we're here today to talk about the Bouctouche JCs. We've got an interview coming up at the end of this episode. Make sure you stay tuned for that interview. You don't want to miss it. But first, we're going to break down the roster some. So let's talk about the key players that, first, how are you doing, Corey?
I'm doing good. Doing
Good. Let's start by talking about the key losses for the JCs. There are a few. And, they're definitely they're gonna feel it some. So first we'll start with P.A. Parento won't be back as of now. Hasn't been announced, and they don't have the cards to sign him. So what was
put
a
two
really
and two together.
Yeah, a really huge addition last year, and somebody that's very much going to be missed in the league, but he's not coming back. On defense, we're also going to be missing Jesse Lindberner, as well as Bernier won't be back. So there's some holes there that they have to fill. We also have to talk about the loss of an absolute leader, senior hockey legend in Bouctouche.
Yeah,
Jacques Cormier has officially announced his retirement. So
yeah, that one makes me sad.
Those are four. Yeah, I mean, those are four key players though for the JCs last year.
Yeah.
How do they rebound from that? And do they rebound from that?
Yes, they do. I think they've done their best to try and patch those holes. It's hard to take the experience of Jacques Cormier and replace it, but at the same time, you now have Patrice Cormier. You replace a Cormier for a Cormier. Parento is another one. Not only his leadership, but his experience. Someone that was in the NHL, Montreal, Toronto. Someone with a lot of experience. But I think with the additions that they put in, I think they'll do just fine.
So let's start by talking about those additions. So they announced Pierre Durapeau, former Q player, played at UDM, and then hasn't played competitive hockey in a little while. So I assume probably the first couple of games he's going to be finding his feet, feeling it out, getting back to where he needs to be. But this is a huge addition. I know there's a lot of excitement coming out of Bouctouche for Durapeau. They're expecting big things from him. I can't wait to see him on the ice. Luckily, we don't have to wait very long this Friday. Puck drops in Miramichi with the JCs. Durapeau, though, huge signing. And then Tommy Bezo coming over. This was announced before the Corsairs folded. So Tommy Bezo now lives, I've chatted with him. He now lives in the southern part of the province. So this is really convenient for him. He's I can't even tell you. He's so excited about this. He cannot wait. I think he loves the way that this team's built. He likes a lot of these guys, and he's so excited to be a JC. Not that he, I think there's also some sadness of not playing in the North because that's his home and he loves it there. Yeah. But in chatting with him, he's very, very excited about this. Two huge additions, though.
Absolutely. I think the Bezos going to opposite teams was the shocker of the preseason.
And they're facing off on opening night. But I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No. In talking with you, we're probably retirement. They've had long careers and all that. And then all of a sudden you text me, he's like, one's going to Miramichi, one's going to Bouctouche. And I'm like, are you sure? He's like, absolutely. And I'm like, okay then.
It was absolutely shocking news. They also signed Julien Bert, coming over from the Ducks, formerly with the Northmen. Solid pickup.
I agree. That's a good one.
But then the returning guys, I mean, your Newcombs are back. Patrice Cormier, which we mentioned before, one of my favorite guys in this league. Logan Timmins is back. On D, probably my favorite defenseman on the JCs. Dan LeBlanc's back again. Colette's there as a brick wall in net. I think Zach LeBlanc's going to be back once again. Hasn't officially been announced, I don't think, but I assume that he'll be back in D. I don't know. I think this JC's it's a very well-rounded team. I think the thing that hurt them last year that didn't take them past Miramichi was probably that depth on defense. And I think the JC's management and coaching staff know that. So this year, you look at that and you go, if that's our weakness, how do we fix it? You bring in Durapo, and then you bring in a veteran like Bezo.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah. It's like I said with the Hawks. It's going to be an interesting team to watch because I guarantee you, in talking with JC's fans, I work with a lot of them. They were shell shocked. There is not one single person, the JC's included, that didn't go to Game 7 expecting, all right, we're going to the finals after this game. Like, you look at Miramichi celebrating, and you look into the crowd, and you look into the team itself, and I don't even know if they were sad or shocked. They just had blank expressions on their face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was like, and there's some fans that told me, like, they thought it was a dream. Like, they did not expect to lose to Miramichi. They're like, why would we lose? We haven't lost a single game at home all season, and the one game where it matters, we lose. They're riding with that into this season. They are thinking about that Game 7 loss. I think they're hungry to get it, and I think they have a really good chance of getting it.
Yeah, I think the JCs are definitely they've patched the holes that they had last year. They're definitely going to be missing a little bit on the offensive side. You lose a guy like Cormier, you're losing the leadership. You lose a guy like Parenteau, you're losing that sniper. Such good vision on the ice, such a talented player. Despite being 41 years old, I think he was. You couldn't see it the way that he was playing, man. Guy's such a talented player. So they're going to be missing that. But I do think offensively that they've still got what they need to make it happen. You've also got all the other guys coming back. I mean, we don't mention it a ton, but the Alexi Guitars, Travis Duguay's, the Josh LeBlancs, these guys are the heart of the team. So bringing these guys in to play those third, fourth line spots gives them depth, gives them that urge and that need to win. Because when you think about the JCs, guys that are like JCs at heart, Patrice is clearly becoming one of those guys. But for me, when I think about that, I think about the Timmins, I think about the Dugays, I think about the Josh Bros, the Dan LeBlancs. The other thing we have to talk about here is the other big signing on D, Garrett Clark coming over. Clark's a former Halifax Moosehead, spent a ton of time in Europe, then played senior, semi-pro, I think senior is classified, in Quebec. This is going to be his first year in the BSHL. I know for a fact that a few teams were interested. The JCs got lucky enough to sign Garrett Clark. He's going to bring some of that shutdown defense. He's gritty. He can drop the gloves. Is there anybody that you're surprised to see hasn't been announced yet, Corey?
Not really.
Sullivan Cullen.
Oh, Sully. I assume he's going to be there.
He hasn't been announced yet. Every time I talk to JC's fans, they're like, do we know if Sully's signing? Nobody knows. I don't know.
I hope he does. Like, I love Sully. He's a super nice guy.
Sully's like another one of those key heart and soul JC's guys. So
look at him on the bench.
I know.
Look at him he's Mr. Motivation. Motivating the team. Come on, let's go. He knows his role and he does it well. Here's one question that I have. Patrice.
Yep.
Does he start the season suspended?
I think he's back, right? Does he have a game left in the suspension?
I think he had multiple games.
How many games does he have left?
I think he still has 3 because didn't he get suspended for 4 games? I might be misremembering that.
I thought it was a 3-game suspension, so he would have served game 1, in Miramichi. Game 2 was game 7 in Bouctouche. Game 3, I believe, would be in Miramichi this Friday night.
Okay.
Which he should be coaching probably for UDM Friday, so that he wouldn't be there anyway. I think he'll be there Sunday, but I might be wrong. Somebody can put it in the comments if they know the answer to that. Suspensions are made super public, and I've got shit memory at remembering them. But I don't know. I'll look into that. That's a really good question. But even if he is, I think he misses the first weekend, then he's back. It's a big loss, but at the end of the day, do I think the JCs are going to lose their home opener? And regardless, he probably, even if he's suspended, that won't be a home opener. That's going to be in Elsie this Sunday.
They're against Elsie?
They're playing against Elsie this Sunday in Elspuktuk.
Okay. So the JCs start their weekend with 2 games on the
Two
road.
games on the road. So everybody get to Miramichi, support the JCs in Miramichi. It's going to be a very exciting night that night. The Northmen are going to be putting up their banner. So very exciting night in Miramichi for JCs fans. Get out there, support your team, man. It could be a huge upset on Friday night if Miramichi loses that first game. Sunday, they're in Elspucktuck on the road, but I mean, let's be honest, it's an Elsie game. It's pretty much a home game. Yeah. They open up on home ice Sunday, October 19th, 6:45 p.m. at the JK versus the Fredericton Express. I fully expect this to be a huge rivalry this year. Where do you think the JCs finish standings-wise, Corey?
In the South, second.
You think they finish second in the South?
Yeah. I don't think they finish first. That might be a spoiler to what we're going to talk about later in this week. I think the JCs do very well, but do not finish first in the league.
Okay. And with my prediction yesterday, you're predicting first round JCs versus Hawks.
Absolutely.
Please, dear God, let that happen. That's just, man, I tell you, that would be better than anything Santa could put under my Christmas tree. That would be such a great one. God, just thinking about it makes me excited. So I agree with you completely. I think Fredericton's going to have a phenomenal regular season, and the regular season matters, but only to a point. Where you get positioned does matter, obviously. Yeah. We saw that last year. Home ice is very important, especially come finals. But I think Bouctouche does finish high in the South. I think they finish high in the league, maybe second most points in the league. But I agree with you that I think they don't finish first in the South Division. I'm giving the regular season win to the Fredericton Express.
Agreed.
Who are you most excited to see on the ice for the JCs this year?
Logan Timmins. Here's why.
Okay.
Here's why. He has 2 seasons of experience now. This guy should be right up there with Alex Arsenault and Pascal Valcourt. I think these 3 are going to light up the league.
I think this is the year that we see a dominant defense from the Bouctouche JCs. I cannot wait to see Durepo and Clark. Those are the guys that I want to see this year. I think the only thing that they've been missing in the past few years is that deeper defense. They've got it this year. I think the JCs make a really good push for the cup. No spoilers for what our predictions are going to be later this week, but if I'm a JCs fan, I think I'm very excited to get to the rink and check it out. Corey, we're going to throw right now to an interview. We had the chance to sit down with Patrice Cormier earlier this week, so thanks to Patrice, thanks to the JCs. There's literally no team in the league that supports us more than the JCs. They've been so great with us, and we in turn work really well with them. So thanks to everybody, and we can't wait to get to the JK. We can't wait to see you guys in Miramichi this Friday, in LC this Sunday. I don't know. If I'm a JCs fan, man, I'm excited. Get out there, get your season tickets, and pack those rinks. Corey, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
See you at the rink.
Take care.
All right, Corey from the podcast, joined today, very special guest here, Patrice Cormier from the Bouctouche JCs, the CMR Rental JCs.
That's right.
Thank you, Patrice.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
Yeah, such a pleasure. All right, man, we're going to start with some really early stuff here. You played your minor hockey right here in Southeast New Brunswick, and you played with some of the other boys that are in this league, eh? Can you tell me a couple of the guys you played with back then and what the experience was like growing up as a top caliber player in New Brunswick?
Yeah, first of all, I did play, kind of thinking back, I did play a lot of either brothers of guys that are playing or guys that so I started in Capelé.
Yeah.
Obviously, so guys that I grew up with, Travis, that plays on my team, Duguay, we grew up together playing mites and same school, and minor hockey, Adam in Capelé. Then West Kent or Kent Sid had Jacques Cormier, Luc Williams. I'm probably forgetting some, I don't know, some Freddie guys. I don't think there's anybody in the league. Miramichi had older Milson, Matthew Milson, brother of the two other guys, and what's their name, Brendan and
Bryce.
Bryce. That's right. So yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting guys. I was actually, and then I played West Kent with Jacques and Luke Williams and Pee-wee AAA, Bantam AAA.
Awesome, man.
So yeah, just played against a bunch of guys from around, and now we're all in senior hockey together. So it's kind of yeah, it's pretty funny that thinking back and where we're at now.
Yeah, kind of full circle.
Yeah.
The jump to Rimouski, was it your first time living away from home?
Yes. Yeah, Rimouski, I left at 16, so I played junior A the year before that in Moncton. So
Yep.
going to
The Gang All Beavers, right?
Yeah, Gang All Beavers, going to LGR. The older guys, we had a few guys from LGR, Remy Gautreau and Luc Leblanc, goalie. They would drive me around. I was a young kid, and I would jump in with them, and we'd go on the road, and Woodstock and Campbellton, Yarmouth. Thinking back, I can't even believe that's what was going on. You know, like just I remember just the next day in high school, just being so tired. And
yeah, it must have been rough, man. You were still going to school in Capelé at the time?
In Shediac, yeah, high school.
In Shediac, yeah. Holy.
That for my 15-year-old year, and then I got drafted to Rimouski, and then I left home, and that was the start of a little bit of a journey, I guess.
Talk to me a little bit about your time in Rimouski, because you were there for 4 years? Yeah,
3.5, 16, 17, 18. And then at 19, I got traded at the deadline, went to Rouen-Noranda for 3 games, a little short stint.
How was Rimouski to play in? I mean, just a great organization.
It was a great organization. I went there we were a young team. My draft year, we had 4 first-round picks in the top 8. So we were obviously rebuilding, grew a lot. My first year was okay. Then Clément Jaudoin, kind of a veteran coach, came in and took over the team with Donald Dufresne, who is still there to this day, coaching the D Corps. And Clément was really good. I liked him a lot. And I think it was it went both ways. He liked what I brought and my kind of leadership as a young kid still. We had a young team, so he trusted in me. And then from there, 17, had a pretty good season. We had good playoffs. I got drafted. Played my 18-year-old year. That year we hosted the Mem Cup.
Yeah.
Got a participation prize. Finished 4th out of 4, so that's too bad. But and then from there it was kind of writing on the wall that everybody was going to get traded. We had me, Jordan Caron. He coaches in Rimouski now, actually, him. So I still keep in touch with him. We played together. And then, so after the Mem Cup, the team obviously we loaded up, and then everybody started getting traded, and older guys got traded for pieces and draft picks. And that's where we all 3 of us got traded to Rouen-Noranda. And that was the end of the Rimouski era. Man,
that's amazing. Your last couple of years in Rimouski, your last year and a half, they put the C on you. At that young age, to be wearing a C in the Q, must have been a hell of an experience, man.
It was good. It was good. I knew Clément. I remember being young, like 17, and we had a captain already, but one guy got hurt, and he gave me an A for the rest of the year for a bit there. And I was like, okay. So not really doing anything special, just being myself and I don't know if it was playing with older guys at a young age. Junior at 14, half the season, and then at 15, the whole year. So not sure what it was, or obviously being a young kid like Adam and Pee-wee and Bantam, like you get C's and you get the A's. But you're not really, it's a different, different league than the QMJHL and pro and so forth. So it was pretty special thinking back and being a leader on that team, a really good hockey team, obviously, and really good organization. It meant a lot, and it still means a lot thinking back and having been able to leave a mark a bit on that team.
While you're in Rimouski, you played in something that's really like a ritual in this country. I would say some people look forward to it as much or more than Christmas. The World Juniors. You did a couple World Juniors. You wore the C at a World Juniors. What was that experience like? Because having attended a couple, it's wicked as a fan.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Really,
it's just a little thing. I mean,
yeah, it's been a while. Jeez, this year actually was in Ottawa. It was the first time back in Ottawa since we won in 2009. It was really unexpected that my first year, I was 18. I got a call in the summer from Benoit Groux.
Okay.
Who coaches in the KHL now. He used to coach in Gatineau.
Yeah.
And every time we played Gatineau, I don't know why, we had, like, all of us, like, we would have good games. Like, they had Claude Giroux, they had Paul Byron, and we were like, okay, like, we need to play some good hockey here. I don't know if we were playing scared or what, but and then he called me in the summer and he invited me to the summer camp. But then I went there, and before the summer camp, he took a job coaching in the AHL. So he went from the Q to the AHL, so that punted him off. He wasn't the coach of the World Junior team anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I knew he liked me because he invited me. But then Pat Quinn took the job.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He's pretty wild, like, thinking back, like, Pat Quinn coached.
A legend, man.
Legend, yeah. So then we had the Canada-Russia series.
Yeah.
So that went back when that was going on still. I couldn't tell you where it was, but the coaching staff, they were all there for that, and I had really, like, 2 solid games. Like, just, I don't know if you remember those World Juniors, like,
oh yeah,
physicality, but those 2 games were the same thing. Like, just kind of, back then there was more, you're more allowed to run around than you are now. So that was the start of that, and then they made the team at the Christmas camp and then you wait, obviously the classic, like, you wait in your room, and you used to see on TSN, like, if you get the phone call, you're cut, and if you show up at your door. So I remember me and Angelo Esposito, obviously you remember that name.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we were roommates, and he had been cut at 16, 17, 18, and he was so 3 years in a row. So we kind of figured he was on the team. Kind of, obviously, you start crunching numbers, and then Stéphane Leroux, RDS, this legend also.
Legend for sure. Yeah.
He would on RDS. He would say, "Oh, this guy's just been cut," and we would look online, and at one point we were like, "All right, like, I think there's no forwards left. Like, I'm pretty sure there's nobody left to cut. Like, we were on the team." And sure enough, like 10 minutes later, they showed up, both couple suitcases, and we made the team. So it was pretty cool, fun story. Like, I remember summer camp, we had Brandon Sutter, Colton Gillies, good 19-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Patrice was 19, but these guys all made the NHL at 19. Yep.
Oh,
that kind of opened up some spots for, like, imagine Colton Gillies or Sutter, those would have been like bottom 6.
Yeah.
Right. So these guys all made the NHL. I don't think I would have been on the team if these guys, especially back then, these guys were like World Junior. They played in the, I don't know if you remember, like, Canada-Russia series. Like, they played 4 in Canada and then 4 in Russia.
Such a cool series.
Yeah, that was cool. So, yeah, these guys all made the NHL again, and left some spots open for the stragglers, I guess. And I made that team at 18 in Ottawa, and then the rest was a really good tournament, and played with Evander Kane and De La Rovere, and just ran around and just didn't think about much, really. I think back about those days, and it's like a blur. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if I was nervous or what, but it was it's good memories for sure.
Yeah, man. Just laying the next hit. I mean, that was kind of Patrice Cormier back in the day, baby.
I wish I had that energy on the ice still.
I mean, it's just only about 20 years ago, bud. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while. My God, time passes quick. You came back for another World Juniors the next year, and you were given the C. Who was the coach the second year?
So, first year was Pat Quinn, and assistant coach were Willie Desjardins and Guy Boucher.
Okay.
And then the next year, Willie took the head coaching job, and Dave Cameron was assistant coach. Steve Spott. So yeah, Willie was kind of the one that was there from the year before, and we had some pretty good second year leaders. We had Petrangelo, Eberle. Did I think I was going to be captain? No. I mean, these guys were pretty big dogs.
100%.
Good leaders, and I had to see, but again, it was just basically everybody on that team.
It was a leadership team there.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah. Where was the second World Juniors?
Saskatoon.
Okay. Oh wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So we lost that one in the finals to the USA in overtime. John Carlson scored, so I got to watch that from the bench.
Amazing memories, man. Let's talk about your jump to pro. AHL, NHL. You played so many years in North America. What was that experience like? And can you share a couple memories from that era?
There's a lot of memories. There's some memories before, like the suspension in Rouen.
Yeah. That
kind of led to me being done with the Q and moving on to pro hockey. My first pro game was after my suspension when we got eliminated by Moncton. So I was with Rouen Arenda in Moncton. We played, and then we got eliminated in Moncton. And I remember I knew I was going to the American League for the playoffs. So Chicago Wolves, Atlanta's farm team after. So I was like, not ready for it to be done, to be nice, but I was absolutely ready to be like,
yeah, I get you.
Get out of here and fast. So I got to Rouen at like midnight or 1 o'clock. We flew back, and at 5 a.m. I was on a flight. I went to my billets, grabbed my stuff, drove to the airport, and I told Jordan, he was my roommate, Caron, the guy that was in Rimouski with me before. I said, hey, you'll come grab the car at the airport. Like, I'm out of here. So I flew to Chicago and started my pro career. I played those playoffs and then summer, and then next year was Atlanta. The Atlanta camp, went there. And Atlanta became Winnipeg the year after.
Yep.
And then from there, basically just up and down. They played the first year I played 20-some games in Atlanta. And then when we moved to Winnipeg, it was kind of a little less and less and less every year. So was mostly in St. John's for the first 3 years there. And then St. John's, so Winnipeg's farm team moved to Winnipeg. So we became the Manitoba Moose.
Yeah.
Kind of flying by. So 3 years, and then 3 years or 4 years, or 4 and 3, I'm not too sure. I think it was 7 years combined with that organization with Winnipeg.
Okay.
And, that's basically my North American stint there, just Atlanta and then Winnipeg, up and down. And at the end of it, I was on an AHL deal only, so I couldn't really get called up, but just playing in Manitoba and some good.
Captain of the Moose, though. Captain of the Moose back then. Again, they put the C on you.
Yeah, captain of the Moose for 2 years, 3 years, 2 years. Pascal Vincent, who coaches Laval now, was my head coach. Really, really good for me also. Like, really trusted in me. Like, you kind of make that turn from being a young pro, 22, 23, 24, to like, okay, well, how do I adjust my game and my personality, and what can I bring to kind of stick around, because the revolving door of players and draft picks, and so you kind of become a niche kind of where I could kind of fit myself in and become a leader. And I always tell these stories. We used to have meetings about pretty funny stories. So I saw all those draft picks. Shifley was there when he was young, 19. He came up from the playoffs. Josh Morrissey, just good humans, good teammates. Like Roslovic, Kyle Connor, Hellebuck. And we used to have meetings with the assistant coach, me and my line mate, JC Lippon. We used to meet with our assistant coach on how can we make Kyle Connor better, like during games, or so we would have meetings without him. Like, okay, well, maybe you should do this or talk to him more or what. But let me tell you, he didn't need us to. Just again, right, a good teammate, good guy,
Yep.
like had fun with the boys, and then you kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to be long until he was doing what he's doing now. So pretty awesome to see those guys and having been able to play along these guys and knowing that like Adam Lowry I played with for a full year, like we just great guys, and just seeing these guys, I still watch the Jets and think like good for them, you know, like they deserve, they work so hard, and having had the chance to be beside these guys, it's pretty cool to think back.
Yeah, man, amazing that you played some little role in that development. It's pretty fantastic, man. On the tail end of the AHL, when you made
mini.
yeah, you made the jump to Europe. You played in the KHL for a while. Talk to me about the KHL, because I mean, really, this is the KHL is an amazing league.
Yeah, it's an amazing league. A lot of stories, obviously, a lot of fun times, a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, did we actually go through that? And like, but all in all, really, really positive time there. I was kind of a weird story, really. We were still with Manitoba, and I got a call kind of from an agent saying, hey, would you be interested in trying the KHL? And I was like, what is this guy talking about? Like, no way. Like, so then he's like, oh, give it like, so I had an offer from Patrice Astana, so the Kazakhstan team in the KHL. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I knew Nigel Dawes had been there for 7-8 years, and Dustin Boyd and Kevin Dahlman, Bochenski. So I'm like, if these guys are like not like, if these guys went there and were successful and whatever, like the worry for everybody is, one, how's the living? Two, right away is, are we getting paid? Like, okay,
yep.
So like realistically at that point, you kind of moved on from making the NHL, and you're moved on from, like, yes, I did my time, I was a leader, but now I'm like, okay, like now I got to try to make some money for my family. Like, that's basically
100%.
Yeah. So that was the biggest worry. Like, is it going to be worth it? Family, tough to bring the family sometimes. So we're kind of the pros and the cons of it all, really, and the living so I got a call. We were busing to the airport with Manitoba, going to Grand Rapids, and mid playoff, and the guy's like, so I said, okay, let me talk to my wife. I don't know, we'll see. And then one thing led to another, and I signed my first KHL deal. I knew before the playoffs ended that I was going to the KHL. So we ended in, I would say, probably April, May, and July. No, sorry. Yeah, July 15th, I had to be in Kazakhstan. Okay. So it was kind of my daughter was due to be born August. He was born August 9th. So, wow. Yeah, I think about it now. It was pretty. We always obviously talk about it at home, and it's like, oh, sorry about that. Like, gotta go. Like, even like a week up until like I had to go, we were still like question marks and good days and bad days thinking about it. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go for a year. Well, I'm gonna go, and then probably done with it. So I was like, oh, okay. So I went, and it was actually really fun. Like, we had a good team. Matt Fratton was on my team. Darren Dietz, who's still there playing and having success. Curtis Vault, me and him were young kids together. We had the the non-Russian KHL teams, so Kazakhstan, Belarus, back then was Slovakia also, you can have, there's unlimited imports.
Okay.
So Russian teams, it's 5 imports. So my first year in Kazakhstan, we had 10, I think, of us. So English speaking and Swedes, and I think we had a Finn. And so it was pretty cool, pretty nice to adapt that way. Also, coach was fully Russian, so no English there.
Oh my.
He was you kind of learn quick, like there's one way and there's one way to do things there, and it's either, the first thing Nigel Dawes told me was just don't fight anything. Like if you start fighting anything, like questioning this and questioning that, just open mind and enjoy it, because if that's not your mentality, you're crumbling pretty quick. Like you'll be wanting out of there in a month. Like it's hard. So that's what I did. Just open mind, went there, kind of had fun. Really good season. I had lucky to play with some good players that kind of led me to having an offer, like a kind of Christmas time from Kazan, kind of one of the Russian teams in the KHL. So that led to 1 year, led to 2 years, then another year, and then I got a 2-year offer to finish it off. So 1 year went to 5. And then at that point, I was like, probably time to. I took enough of everybody's time here, and my family never came. They came to Kazakhstan for a couple of months, but never to the next 4 years.
Okay.
So I would leave in July and come back April, May. So it was kind of we put in our time, and then there was probably time to the war started, and it was kind of getting weird just a bit, like just nothing really ever happened, but just the whole, you watch the news and you kind of get caught up in it a bit, and you're like, all right, probably just better for everybody's peace of mind to just move on. And then I got an offer from Berlin during that summer.
Man, Berlin, I want to talk a little bit about that, because the DEL is like historic, man. Such a cool league. And to play in Berlin, a city with so much history. What was that city like? What was it like playing hockey there? What were the fans like? And you won a cup in Berlin, did you not?
Yeah, we won. We won. I think it was the team's 10th cup. Honestly, everything there was perfect. Like, so finally, my daughter got to see me play. That was number one. Like, so far, she had no idea why I was leaving. Like,
how old was she at that point?
So at that point, she turned 5 in August, and then so she kind of got it before. Like, I would leave and I'd come back, and it was, I don't know if she was aware or what, but so finally she got to see me play and kind of got why Daddy left all the time. So that was, for me, that was cool. That was bringing her in the room, bringing after games, like. After every win, we could bring the kids on the ice and celebrate with the fans and give them the big cheers and chants, and that's probably the most special thing in my career. Really thinking that was really, really cool. The city was awesome, like you said, like so much history, and as bad as it was, it's still pretty cool to go see a lot of stuff in the whole country itself. Like, you go to cities and you're like, oh, that's where such and such had their big meetings, and like you see the big fields, big stages that haven't been removed, and you're like, holy, like it's pretty wild. Imagine being here, whatever, when it was 50, 60 years ago.
60 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so so cool. And Berlin, yeah, just the food, the people, the fans, the team, the organization, they're aligned with the LA Kings. The owner, Mr. Anschutz, also owns the Berlin Eisbad in Berlin. So the facilities and the rink and it's unreal. So it was, and we won. Never really any doubt. Really, we had a really good team. So obviously Germany, the bigger teams, imports kind of, I would say, not cancel themselves, but every team has good imports. But the different makers, like if you can get the good German players that are obviously not in the NHL, So Berlin, Munich, Mannheim usually end up with the best guys because they pay a little more, and hence that's why Berlin has won. That's 2 in a row now, 3 out of 4 or something. So 11, they won again last year. So yeah, pretty cool experience visiting that. And from there, obviously, once you're in Berlin, well, we got to explore a bit of Europe, and you're kind of just beside this country and this country. So I said, let's visit them now, because once we're done, no, not like. So
take advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really, really cool experience. I got to play with kind of an ex-Moncton Wildcat, Yannick Veilleux.
Yeah.
To play with the Saunier brothers, my old Capelet brothers. So we were neighbors with him and his family, and Morgan Ellis, who from PEI,
cool,
played in Cape Breton and Shawinigan, I think. They won the Mem Cup together. Both of these guys won the Mem Cup and Shawi together back in the day. A lot of so we were kind of neighbors, all three of us, and they had a couple kids, and 2 of their boys were my daughter's age, so they went to school together, and
sweet.
It was kind of perfect. And so we came back, and that's when we made the decision to kind of enough was enough, move on, a little bit of stability for our daughter, and starting grade 1 in school here, and she could have a normal life, and it wasn't really in our plans to kind of move around and come back in April, and she finishes school here. I mean, given the opportunity, would I go back to Russia and be able to play another 3 years? Yes, but it is what it is, and we kind of, I don't think I'd be at that level anymore, so it's all good.
After your year in Berlin, at what point did you, I got to talk with the BSHL, I love senior hockey. At what point did you realize you were going to keep playing hockey, you were going to become a JC and join our league?
Not right away. Right away, I was like, all right, enough of this.
Hang up the gear.
I put in the work. The worst thing mental, like for myself, I can't speak for other guys, but it's just you're so used to being at a certain level that I'm like, okay, yes. So the workouts are not there anymore. Still there, but not to the level that was needed to play pro. So that summer, I didn't kind of move around a bit, whatever you do, family outings, and you bike around and little workouts. But I was like, no, I'm not putting my body through that anymore. I'm done. But then I'm like, if I don't do that, then I can't play. But the more summer got along, and talking to Muck and asking him about who was going to be on the team, and I knew first I was like, no. And then I heard Kelsey was playing, and I was like, okay, well, like, still a pretty good league. So I joined the Blue Eagles, les Aigles Bleus, the Moncton, as a coach there, assistant coach there. So I knew it was going to be busy. I'm not sure at what point I was like, all right, let's do this. But just talking it over and kind of realizing that our home games are Sunday. And it's so funny that, to me, like, the league, like, people are like, oh, I only play on the road. I'm like, well, trust me, if I could go play on the road, I would go play on the road. Like, like, the Blue Eagles are obviously priority, the Zags. So we play Friday, usually Saturday. So that's why sometimes I can't really. This year I can only play 14 games. So every Sunday night, there's no university game, so I'm able to be there, and kind of made sense that way, and kind of catch every road game that the Aigles Bleus don't have a game, I can be there. So that's basically the thinking. And it took a while. It took basically probably September last year, late. I'm not sure, August, September, and then finally, I was kind of happy with my decision. We had a fun year with the group, good group of guys, good league. Playoff got a little intense there, but it is what it is. You move on and you learn. I wish I could say I learned from my mistakes, but it keeps happening. But it is what it is, right? You get that fire, and you work. There's just, in my opinion, there's just one way to play, and that's hard. And sometimes you cross the line, but you're not. I'm not looking for that at all, So
yeah. Well, I know I can speak for a lot of people in this league. We're happy you're here. It's definitely it's the league is growing every year. Definitely a big step up last year. You were an integral part of that, I think. It's got to be easier for GMs to sell this league now than it was 3 years ago. So much talent in this league. So thank you, and thank everyone that takes part, because it's amazing that we can see this caliber of hockey in our backyard. It's so great for this province.
Yeah, I know it's pretty crazy the step. Like, obviously, looking back, there's obviously the classics, like the legend players, I guess, like Jacques ended this year, but he's been around for a while. Luke Williams,
Absolutely.
Miramichi boys that have been playing for a long time, and Bouctouche boys and Colette and Net, and these guys have been around. Like LC boys, Trey's been around forever, and so you got Peninsula crew with Bezos, and we got lucky to get one of them this year. But yeah, you're right. Like, pretty nice when GMs can bring a Phi on their team, or a Zach Phillips, or a Sam King, or a Clark.
Gallant coming in now.
Who's that?
Gallant coming into Fredericton now. Like some names.
Could have stayed home. No. No, it's pretty cool. I was thinking about that this morning. Gallant being in that league, like, it's obviously exciting for the fans. I would suggest that, I don't know, the tough guys that think they're tough better buckle up. I know Brett. I played against Brett in the AHL. Like, you're talking about a guy he's been through it all. He's fought the biggest. He's fought the toughest. He's been the toughest. Probably is. He probably could still do it at a pro level. So yeah, for the fans, I think it's super cool, and obviously still able to play hockey, right? People think he's tough, but I'm sure he still be able to get around the ice. So, and you know what? You keep your head up, and you do what you have to do, and yeah. But for the fans, I mean, it'll bring people in the rink. I think Fredericton will have a good team with him and all the guys with the trainers, and they get their team back. So I'm sure there's a buzz over there. So it's exciting. That's my first game actually at home against Fredericton. So excited to play against them and to see what gives.
A lot of buzz in Bouctouche, man. I'm not too far from it. I hear it all the time. So I've got a quick rapid fire questions here, and then we're all done. But thank you so much for your time. All right, man. These are whatever comes to your mind. Quickest answer you can.
You sure about that?
Oh yeah. I can edit it if I need to. It's okay. When you're away from the rink, what do you do for fun?
Mow my lawn.
Yeah? You put some earbuds in?
Okay, I guess. Sorry, no, I'm away from the rink. Okay, that's winter. First thing, be with my family.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's something most people don't know about you?
I am off the ice. I don't think I've ever yelled. I don't think I ever get mad. I don't think as a dad, as a husband, never raised my voice, never. So I think that would be maybe surprising to some people.
Complete switch from player to man.
Yes, there's a switch. Maybe that's why I keep telling myself that's why I keep playing, so I can let loose on the ice. And
yeah, that might be it. What's your favorite flavor of Gatorade?
The blue. I'm not sure.
Blue? All right. What are you listening to pregame when you're driving to Bouctouche?
Country music, as calm as it can be.
All right. What's your favorite rink food when you're not playing?
Rink food?
Yeah. What are you eating at the rink if you're going to a game?
Hot dogs.
A hot dog? All right, cool, man. Well, Patrice, thanks for your time, brother. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your support of the podcast, and can't wait to see you on the 25th in Bouctouche.
Thank you very much. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, thanks, man.